Welcome to True Terrorcast, your new YouTube source for true crime content. Please subscribe to the channel. There are horrific crimes that happen all the time that is just hard for people to wrap their mind around. But one thing that is always extra hard to understand and is just very extremely disturbing is when a parent kills their own children. A couple months back in South Phoenix, Arizona, 22-year-old Rachel Henry smothered her 3 children and then later called 911 and turned herself in and confessed to the crimes. Rachel and her fiance, Pedro Rios, had not moved to Arizona that long ago. They came from Oklahoma from a problematic life filled with domestic allegations and drug use. Rachel had grew up in a small town and had lived a pretty normal lifestyle, graduated high school, and also studied and graduated to be a nursing assistant. She was said to have a very good relationship with her mother, who passed away in 2018. And it seems that the passing of her mother was extremely hard on her as she got into using methamphetamine. Now remember that she and Pedro had a history of abusing methamphetamine, because that may play a role in what happened, as many believe. Using meth for days and being deprived of sleep can have very, very strong effects on the mind and psyche. People can become delusional or downright insane for periods of time when they are abusing meth. Rachel and Pedro had gotten in trouble with Child Protection Services and did temporarily have their children removed from their home back in Oklahoma. Many people are very upset that they were able to move to Arizona and have Child Protection Services out of their life and no longer working to try to figure out what was the best solution for the children in the safest environment. Many people believe, had Child Protection Services still been involved, this may not have happened. But the children were temporarily taken away back in Oklahoma and stayed with a family member from Pedro Rios' side. They were able to get the children back and were supposed to attend classes and do different things to better their lives and prove that they indeed deserved custody of the children. But they up and moved to Arizona. Since they had moved to Arizona, Rachel was very depressed. She had no job and spent all time home with the children and was just said to be very depressed and stressed out. And the days leading up to the horrific murders of her own children, Pedro and an aunt that lived with them, with the children, said that she had been acting very, very strange and withdrawn from reality. It's too bad that one of them did not pay closer attention to this and decide to not leave her alone with the children or just keep a closer eye on things. Now, these murders, of course, are downright disturbing, as how could a parent kill their own children? But the details are even more disturbing, as Rachel confessed and said that she sung to the children while she killed them. The children were Zane, a 3-year-old boy, Maria, a 23-month-old girl who was just about to turn 2 years old at the time that she was murdered by Rachel, and Catalea, a 6-month-old baby girl also. Maria, who I just said was just about to turn 2 years old, was the first that she killed by smothering her. When she was smothering Maria, they were the only ones in the house. Pedro or the aunt were not home. Rachel said that Zane, the 3-year-old little boy, fought back and screamed and tried to stop him from killing his little sister and punched his mother in the face. After she had killed Maria in a back room, she chased Zane to kill him next. The aunt and Pedro came home while Maria was already killed, but temporarily saved Zane. Now, what I don't understand is, how did Zane not communicate to his aunt, his great aunt, and his stepfather or father, as Pedro is not known the paternity status of the other 2 children, just that Catalea, the youngest, the 6-month-old, has his last name. The other 2 children had their mother's last name. But I cannot understand why Zane didn't get help from his aunt and from Pedro. She told Pedro and the aunt that she was going in the back to change Zane, and when she went back there, she said that she overpowered him with her legs and then held him down and smothered him. Last was the 6-month-old baby, who she fed a bottle before smothering the baby as well. And as I said, she sung to these children. The only one that was able to fight back was Zane, because he was 3 years old, a little older than the other 2, who were practically babies. Zane fought to stop his mother from killing his little sister, and also when she did kill him, he pinched her and scratched her. But she just continued smothering all 3 of these children and sung to them songs while she did it. Very disturbing and creepy stuff. She then arranged the kids out in the living room as if they were taking a nap, and did not tell her family what had happened, that the children were dead. Unbeknownst to them, they were all thought to be taking naps, but were already dead. Many people are finding it hard to believe that this could have all happened with the family coming home in the middle of it all and then being there as it all finished with the children already passed away. It's very, very hard to understand how they could not have some kind of sense of what was going on, or just be unaware of all that took place. Rachel then called 911 on herself, and when she was taken into custody, she made a full confession and gave these statements, that I'm going over, how she killed the children, how she had been depressed. And many people just do not understand this, as I don't either. Now, she has pled innocent, and the court case is still ongoing. Please subscribe to this channel. I will bring updates on all the happenings while the court case is going on. Now, a question that a lot of people are asking is, was she still using meth? There's nothing certain, and there's, been no testing that's came back or anything to say if she was, tested positive for methamphetamine. But one would think that could be a possibility. As I stated, she was home alone with the kids all the time and was feeling very depressed and withdrawn from reality. Her family even said she had been acting strange, and meth is known, as I stated before, to have people just have psychotic breaks from reality. And the fact that they noticed her acting strange, could that have been her, the results of drug use? Now, believe it or not, this happens more often than people would think, mothers killing their own children. It's just so hard to understand. As a parent and other parents out there, I know, it's just unbelievable and sickening to us. But why does this happen? The women who normally do this, men do it, have done it as well, but it's normally the mothers who killed the children when it happens. And they're normally known to have a history of mental illness. They're normally known to have a history of postpartum after the child was born, or had a traumatic upbringing. And at the times that this normally happens, it's normally under very similar circumstances, where the mother is left alone at home with no job or no life, just sitting there unappreciative of their life because they are just simply depressed. Since all of this happened, Pedro Rios, the fiance, reports came out of when they lived back in Oklahoma that there was domestic violence incidents, which was a part of CPS and becoming involved in their lives. At one point in time, Rachel was told by the government agency that she had to leave Pedro. So it seems Pedro was thought to be by CPS not fit to be around the children and that he was abusive to Rachel. But in the end, Rachel is the one who killed the children. It's very unclear what's going on here, and it's kind of quite frustrating how someone can move from one state to another, have CPS out of their life, and then even still, after this horrific crime happened, there isn't communication really that well between the two states where they can piece this all together. They're still sharing notes and records with each other, trying to get to the bottom of what exactly went on. But Rachel was supposed to leave Pedro or she would have the children taken from her. There's not really any clear details on what was alleged to have happened in those domestic incidences, but from the fact that she was supposed to leave Pedro, it would believe that he was violent and aggressive and considered to be unfit to be around these children. So the fact that they all, and they were both said to be abusing meth, her and Pedro. So the fact that they both were able to just move to a new state and have a clean slate is very disturbing. In another case that's been getting spoken about a lot recently because of a Netflix documentary, The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, CPS was involved in his situation while he was being horribly abused over and over again, and there was all kinds of warning signs, and nothing ever happened. And in this situation, CPS lost jurisdiction when they moved out of state. So it's clear that something new needs to happen with CPS, or depending on what the agency is called, as the name varies from state to state. Department of Children and Family Services, there's all different names from state to state, but something new needs to go into action to save these kids and be removed when they need to be removed. It seems that children are removed for the wrong reasons so often, and in situations like this, they're left within the home or given back to the parents when it was clear they were in danger, because look what happened. This is so disturbing, though, that this woman just up and killed all her children, and the fact that the other family members had no idea. Do you believe everything that is said to be the truth in this situation, or do you question these things as well? Please join the discussion in the comment section and let me know what you think about this case. Make sure to subscribe, as there will be consistent true crime content on this channel. You can also leave requests or whatever you would like in the comment section. But thank you for tuning into True Terror Cast. I hope that you will subscribe and come back for more true crime content. Thank you for watching.